computer.
Recording in progress.
Okay, now we're going live. We're recording this video. Welcome, Valdas. I'm just going to upload it to our Healers Network group. So, welcome everyone to this interview that we're already having with our friend John Valdas, who is from Eastern Europe, and he's going to share with us some more details about his journey and how he can help many other people. Okay, let me check it here. PhD Healers Network. Okay, I'm just going live here. Same, getting prepared to go live.
Wonderful.
Okay, it says going live. Wonderful, wonderful. So, welcome, Valdas, here to this wonderful space here in our PhD Healers Network group. My name is Fernando Marengo Rodriguez, also known as PhD Fernando Coach, and I'm here to introduce you to this amazing person. I've been feeling his beautiful energy, well-balanced masculine and feminine energy as well. His name is John Valdas. So welcome here, Valdas.
Hey, hello, Fernando. Nice to meet you. Nice to be here, and yeah, let's chat. Let's see where this conversation will take us and what we will discuss and talk. It's always beautiful to do it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. So, could you please tell us, Valdas, who is Valdas and how he can define his mission here on this planet in this life?
Oh, very interesting question. Who's Valdas? I hear myself a little, Fernando. I'm hearing you probably, and maybe it makes sense. So, I'm hearing me.
It's fine.
Echo.
Ah, okay,
I hear
okay.
myself talking.
Get out of Facebook and just go stay here on Zoom, and that's fine.
Oh, really? That's what I am, yeah? Okay, just 1 second. I will just simply close my browser, and now it's better because I was hearing myself on Facebook. Okay, so who is Valdas? I'm still hearing myself. Sorry. Okay, I'll try to talk that way. So Valdas is just a simple, ordinary human being, like every one of you, like every one of us. You know, there is nothing special. However, if to introduce myself a little, I was always interested to understand what is behind, what is beyond the spiritual, what is beyond this material world, and what is beyond. Because childhood and life wasn't very easy. Therefore, I was very interested to look for the reason why we are here, what we are doing here, why this life can be so sometimes boring and difficult and so on. But you know, I understood that that's the way we interpret this world, like that, that's that life. So at 19, I met a spiritual teacher, and I spent with him about 4 years. And during that time, my life transformed completely. And definitely, I delve into that side of things, invisible side of things, into spiritual side of things. And this allowed me to understand so much more, allowed me to awaken that nature, that spiritual nature, who we truly, really are. And so I never stopped. And now at my 51, I'm already 30 years in this field. And for the last 3 years, I am coaching and mentoring and guiding people online. Those who want to go, those who want to walk on the spiritual path, but not necessarily just any ordinary person that feels that they want to walk, to discover themselves and to understand what is deeper, what is beyond. And you know, I took, now I'm about 20 years Zen Shiatsu therapist, which is Japanese therapy. I'm practicing and healing people that way. And I also spent 9 years in martial arts, in traditional Japanese martial arts. And all that shaped me who I am today. The person who reached quite high levels of spiritual understanding. However, my mission, if you say, to bring it down to material space, to bring it down to material life. So all of that spirituality would be simply implemented into here and now. So we wouldn't need to go somewhere into cosmos and space or withdraw from our life, but simply stay here and enjoy that beauty and joy and energy and happiness and everything that comes with it in this spiritual body, in this material body, to enjoy that spiritual, beautiful experience. So that's about me.
That's wonderful. And for those people who s- may think about, oh yes, a spiritual awakening is something boring or is something uh, hard, extremely hard, what would you say to those people?
Well, I think they are right. What I would say that they are simply right because definitely spiritual awakening can be difficult, even though it happens sometimes spontaneously to some. But it can be difficult because you have to go against yourself, against your lower nature. So if people identify themselves with this animalistic mind, with this material nature, so what happens for them, it's very scary to move forward. For them, it's very difficult to understand how they can come out of that state where they need to protect themselves, where they need to be afraid all the time, where they need to be looking for safety all the time, and even create some mind formations called limiting beliefs and stereotypical thinking to simply protect themselves from this world or from the way this world operates. So it's definitely difficult and it's not easy to figure out. But
Yeah.
once you figure out and once you transition into that space, often after difficulties, often after all kind of hardships, often that happens to people. And for me, it wasn't different. For me, it was eczema, very, very bad skin condition. And when you transition in that, you realize that it's absolutely, totally, completely different world. The same world, however, completely different understanding you get when
Hmm.
you begin living that kind of life. So yes, it's difficult. However, it's worth every penny to go there. But it's your true nature. That's who you truly are. You are not this, this ego which actually is created for protecting yourself, keeping you safe, keeping you broke, keeping you just surviving. You are not that. So it's natural to walk into that side of things and awaken your spiritual nature, awaken your spiritual side, and live life according to the spiritual principles.
And how would you say that this process could be easier or more enjoyable, or at which point the other person feels that, oh yes, this is truly this work is truly worth it?
Easier and more enjoyable. Well, probably one has to understand that we don't have to become anything. We do not have to reach anything. We do not have to put massive efforts and try to reach and grab that reality. Actually, not. What we need to do is to relax. In spiritual reality, everything is opposite. In material reality, whatever you do in material reality, if you're trying to reach something, if you're putting a lot of effort to kind of reach certain states of mind and so on, in spiritual reality or going towards that reality, you simply have to relax. You have to
Hmm.
relax. You have to surrender to that higher power, to creator, and understand that you are already that. But that nature needs to be awakened. You need to allow this nature to awaken. And to allow this nature to awaken, you have to withdraw and leave survival mechanisms, leave certain beliefs that keep protecting you, leave all kind of formations, stereotypes, and so on, and simply relax, start observing, start surrendering, and start listening to what's happening around, listening to yourself, go deeper into yourself, and relax, relax, relax. Because in that relaxed state, the spiritual nature is being activated within you. And that's where you have to go for it and walk towards. Because when you awaken and when you live according to those spiritual principles, you are always relaxed, you're always calm, you're always peaceful, because that is the natural state of human being. Not stress, not running, not rushing, not reaching, not expecting something, but relaxing and allowing that higher power to live through you and materialize this beautiful life through you.
Mm.
So this is easiness. To relax, be aware, and be conscious of what's happening, and allow everything to take place.
So it sounds so simple, but it doesn't mean it has to be easy all the time, right?
Simple. It's simple. However, yes, it's going against yourself, and going against your lower nature, which has to become an instrument. Now
Yes.
it's the boss. Now it's something that is, main thinking organism, main being organism. Everything that happens is to me, it's threatening. I need to resist, need to protect myself. However, when you transition into your higher nature, into your true real being, then your lower nature becomes just an instrument that simply has its own functions.
Hmm. Do you use any simple tool or any set of simple tools that you would like to explain in your process for your clients?
No, to explain to my clients, yes, I do use one simple tool, one simple method. And actually, that's one simple thing that I only used to do for 15 years. That's the only meditation or the only practice that I used to do. And in the beginning, it was just sitting in the meditation and doing that practice. But later on, it actually became every single day experience and being in that meditation all the time, because it transitioned into life. And
Mm.
it's a very simple practice, which is not thinking. We tend to have thousands and millions of thoughts running through the mind. But the very difficult thing for the people to do is to stop that process, because we don't need to think actually. Thinking is addictive. Thinking is something that, every thought reaches to be thought. Every single thought, every single that formation, energy formation just wants to be thought, wants to pull us. So we would believe it. Okay. Thoughts wants to be believed. Thoughts wants to be uh, taught. That's what they are. However, when you begin observing them, and when you begin even finding the mechanisms that actually attract those thoughts into your mind, and when you begin to calm them down and switch them off, then your mind becomes absolutely calm and peaceful. And then you do not you do not talk from your intellect, from your memories, from your past. You do not bring that experience in, but every single time you experience the reality from new, because suddenly the information, the wisdom, and everything begins flowing through you, and you don't need to think, you don't need to prepare for anything, you don't need to learn, or you don't need to in any way repeat something so you would remember. You simply trust this moment, which constantly brings and opens up itself in every single moment, in every new glimpse and moment. You just simply allow it to go through you. So you humble yourself down. You become you become a human being who loves, who observes, who cares, and looks at the world with that compassion and understanding. And you allow that beautiful soul, that beautiful soul, but beautiful flow of creator, that love energy to go through you and express itself through you in your way, because you are unique personality. So basically, my practice is just simply observing the mind and stopping the thought, not allowing the thoughts to enter the mind, and keeping the mind calm for that higher energy that comes and begins transforming you. It's called silence practice. And it happens when you connect to source. After you connect to source, to creator, it happens after you maybe someone for someone maybe some breathing exercise. For someone is just simply surrender, going deep into your heart, going deep inside and feeling, simply being, not doing anything. That's when it comes. So this is a simple practice that anyone can do. And to surrender, you can do it in the words. You can say that I do surrender, or you can say that I accept and acknowledge everything that is around me and in me, and I accept and acknowledge and surrender to that power that empowers everything in this world and in all entire universe. And I am part of it. And I simply allow it to be. Very simple practice. Of course, there are tons of principles. There are certain rules when you enter that spiritual reality. But all these principles and all these universal principles are simply in that energy that comes through you when you relax, calm down, and surrender. They exist in that energy. However, for some people, it's useful to go through those principles first, realize them, understand them, and then find those principles within that energy, within that universal, beautiful peace, calmness, and silence.
Sounds really beautiful and relaxing. Would you like to share a story of someone that you trained and got to another new level of self-awareness, or with another level of consciousness with your work?
Yes, I could share. I could share. Um, I've spoken to countless people online, and I've taken some people in the physical realm, in the physical world. But you see, it's hard to say that this is some kind of an achievement. It's rather a journey where you explain how to walk, where you explain how to remove all those obstacles, and then you see that beautiful person arising from that. Person. Some of my clients say, "Look, now I feel. Anytime you think about me, I feel. Now I have a better understanding of myself because I started forming relationships with me. I started understanding who I am. I started loving myself more." Some people still have difficulties and struggles, and they go up and down and backwards. The setbacks and all kind of things happens. Some people are like this. Some people walking this path very slowly. But my work is not to achieve some kind of results. My work is to make sure that the process is right and they are walking the right way. And once they do, then results come for themselves, imminent. Actually, they are imminent. And yes, I had one lady when we had the last call recently. I didn't need to say anything to her anymore. I said, "Look, nothing else to give. You are there already." So when these things happen, and when you see how person transforms slowly, how person from one being insecure, afraid, thinking that they've been abandoned, thinking that they've been had a very hard and tough life, when you can see people begin to smile, when you can see people begin to relax, find themselves, find new areas of life that they can express themselves, when you see how they are better mother, better father, and better their business, when they do what they love, that's when you enjoy seeing that what this work actually brings to people. And can be
Oh.
seamless, can be
Mhm.
seamless. But when you see who person was and you see who is now, and you feel that transformation, it's amazing.
Wonderful. So, just to have a notion, how many people have worked with you so far?
I'm online for 3 years, 3.5, I think, at the moment, maybe close to 4, but 3.5, I think, years. So I think I worked with about 35 people 40, and
Wonderful.
countless people online, so these who became clients, yeah, but those who did not. So then of course there are many people, around who also like his influence, because you put the posts in the Facebook, you put the posts everywhere, you go live, you explain certain things, and people even from that, they get certain experiences. Yesterday I've got on a call with one coach who I was speaking 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't remember that. And he said, look, whatever you said me that time, whatever you told me that time, it was life changing. Something clicked, something changed. So sometimes just speaking to people, explaining certain things, showing them a little different side or little different angle of the problem they're looking at, different angle of how they see things in their life, change everything for them.
So it's not about what happens to us, it's about what we do with that.
In a way, in a way, you can say that too. What we do with that. Well, I don't know how to say this, to be honest. But probably all things happen. What happened to us is important, and what we do with it is important. But with a spiritual awakening or spiritual reality, uh, you cannot put it back. Once you awaken, once your mind, once your brain discover this new energy, discover this better quality of life, or this completely different quality of life, it actually holds on to it. It doesn't let it go. So you can you can go into the circles, like you progress a little bit, and then you go a little bit down, but you never go lower than where you begin, and then you begin rising again, and you
Spiral.
go down. It's like a spiral, but spiral where you go up and a little bit down and then up again, because mind is created that way, or our brain even created that way, that whatever process you discover that serves this body and this mind and this experience better, it simply holds on to that process and does not let it go unless you create something even deeper, something even more powerful. And then it holds on to that and adopts that as a natural reality, as a normal reality. Yeah. And it's endless. It will
Absolutely.
never end. It will continue all the time.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, it's endless. My conclusion is that there are many philosophies in the world that they show basically the same thing with different words, maybe with a different process, but the journey is basically the same, right? And we evolve in spirals. My teacher Suzanne Salar also say that we evolve in spirals. For those who look on a certain level, they see, oh, that person is walking on circles, but it's not a circle, because if we look on a different view, that person is already walking like this, right, in a spiral. It seems a circle, but it is actually a spiral that's going up. It's like the horn of the unicorn, right?
Fernando, I would say to what you said right now, I would say this, that some people walk this way in spirals, yeah, but some people definitely walk in spirals in one place,
Exactly.
because they repeat the same habits, they entertain the same thoughts, they have the same reactions, they have the same understanding of the world the way it is, uh, because they're afraid to move forward. They don't want to move forward. They feel safe where they are, and that's when you begin walking in circles. Because
Hmm.
to grow, you have to get out of the comfort zone. You have to go into unknown. You have to tap into that what is not known yet to you. You have to develop trust. You have to let it go and be okay with that. That's when you begin going into the circles, into the higher reality. However, if this happens just, in front of the door, when person does not enter the building or does not enter the door he has to go through, then, well, then it's different. And unfortunately, very big and very large amount of people still in this world. However, people already becoming a little bit more aware, a little bit more conscious of what's happening, what's going on, but still so many living in survival mechanisms, so many living in control drama, so many manipulate each other for energy and all kind of things, and so many are still disconnected from the source. There's so many.
Would you say that those people who have been uh, suffering, especially in the late few years, from different kind of threats, energetic, spiritual threats, and emotional threats, and all that, would you say that it is a very good opportunity for those people to find a new way to move forward in life?
Well, they have to realize something. They have to understand, to look at suffering. People think they suffer. People think they have disadvantages. People believe that they somehow do not have possibilities to move forward. That's their beliefs and what they believe they've got. But when you look at things from the other angle, when you start thinking, okay, what did I learn from this setback? What did I learn from this from all that what happened to me that I feel that is suffering? How can I use this? How can I learn, or how can I understand and strengthen my character and not repeat that? What shall I do? Where shall I seek help? Or in any way, what kind of process I can adopt so I would take advantage of that what was happening to me. So I would feel that this actually served me but did not damage me or did not kill me. So I think that's the attitude that people should have towards life, because illusion is so sweet, and something happens to me, I can start believing that I'm suffering. Therefore, universal field or universal whatever beings who are not controlling but supporting us in this wonderful life so we would grow, they send someone or create certain circumstances so I would realize something about me, so I would realize and understand, what does that stand for? What does this want to tell me? Maybe something, maybe it wants to show something within me that I still don't see. What it is. How can I uncover it? How can I let it go? How can I transform it? How can I give it a place? So that's that's the way it should be. Because our suffering is simply our mind's perspective on how we see, but not what is really happening. Spiritual people do not suffer. Spiritual people enjoy. Spiritual people see the gift behind everything, behind every disadvantage, going into unknown, trusting life, relaxing into themselves. There is no suffering anymore, because suffering is only in your survival.
What would you say to those people acting like, for instance, oh, because I'm spiritual, I'm just performing this kind of things, and people who are not doing that, they are completely wrong. They know nothing about that. Say to those people.
You know, humble up, because if you think that you found, my teacher used to say that some people catch God by the beard and think that they have discovered Creator, and others catch him by the leg and say, no, I have discovered. The other ones catch him by the hand and say, no, 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 I'm right. I have discovered. You are wrong. You know what I mean? So that's what he used to say. But in fact, you have to go your own path, and everything has a place. And if you think that way, that, oh, your system is wrong, or that system is wrong, or you are doing this wrong, or you don't understand it right, and so on and so on, you simply did not grow yet to the point where you see everything as one. You simply didn't grow properly to see what is actually happening and how these things are helping people. Okay? So that's what I would tell them. Humble up and see. For some people, maybe even going through religion, which is I would say, criminal organization. I'll allow myself to say that. Even going through religion sometimes help them to open their eyes and see what is really happening. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to others, even the best spiritual teacher cannot open their eyes because they cannot see things. They decide not to. They see the problem everywhere. They see that this spiritual is not right. This teacher is not right. Another teacher is wrong totally, and so on. He didn't help me, or blah, blah, blah. It's not up to the teacher to help you. It's up to you to open up yourself to that true, real knowledge, to that true, real spirit, that real, true power. It's up to you to see those things. And until you take complete and full responsibility to what is happening in your world and what is happening to you, you basically will be in the situation where you keep putting the gears, the first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth, fifth gear, and sixth gear in your car, and you press in on accelerator. However, your handbrake is on. You cannot move anywhere from that place.
Yes, yes, yes. I already heard once Sadhguru saying, replying to a person in an interview, he said, for some people uh, who badly need some kind of guidance, well, religion could be good. But if you really want to discover the truth, you have to go beyond that. And
Definitely.
I cannot agree with him more because I find different religions, which I know here, are completely useful for some kind of people who wants to know someone who is the bridge to God, which is totally fine, because when they don't find that bridge, they found themselves completely lost, and they don't have the energy or the discernment to go to a teacher or to go to someone who teaches them to connect to the source directly. So they find someone who is a bridge to the source. Okay,
Yeah,
that's why
maybe.
religions are useful. But but if for those who really want to go beyond what the religions say I would completely agree with you. We have to go beyond that. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing this, Valdas.
Going into religions, Fernando, probably we don't have to go, but what can you expect from religion that has banks, that has real estate, that has guards, that has politics, that has all these kind of things?
Mm-hmm.
What kind
Mm-hmm.
of religion is that? What kind of step to God
Exactly.
it is?
Exactly. Exactly. They're just organizations produced by men, right?
Definitely, definitely. And one thing I would like to tell: creator or spirituality does not need rituals. I remember, I was meditating in front of the altar, having all kind of pictures and lighting the light, candles and doing all kind of stuff. And then one day I realized I don't need all that. I took it all away. You don't need that. You need deep, good connection to Source Himself, because Creator is personality too. Because no one can create us. Source of personality and Creator Himself can create us. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So deep connection to Source, personal connection to Source is key. Not the rituals, because rituals only calm down your subconscious mind that I've done something, now I'm okay. No, no, not really. You're not okay. You're only okay when you connected to Source and when the love energy flows through you, when love fills you, and when through that love you can live and that love can be spread outside of you. That's the way.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing that. And for those people who are curious to get in contact with you, which is your contact information, please?
My contact information is very simple. I'm on Facebook, Valdas Pranskus. But for those who want to see my website as well, there is a very simple website. It's valdas@valdas.ee. I live in Estonia, and Estonia has these beautiful two E letters at the end. So like there is a com, but this is Valdas, which is my name, Valdas at no valdas.com.ee. That this is the name. That was the email. Sorry, but valdas.ee. Simple. My name and two E letters at the end. But the email is valdas@valdas.com, .aa. Yeah, sorry.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing. Any final comment for those people who are curious to know more about Valdas?
Well, um, final comment for those who wants to know something about spirituality. Valdas is just one of you, one of us. Valdas is just someone who is living this beautiful life along with everyone. And I'm not putting myself onto the pedestal, that I would be someone to look at or someone to compare themselves to. No. None of the spiritual teachers would say that, look at me and do what I do. No. Spiritual teacher will always open up and show your own potential, your own things, your own path, and will never ask you to follow that spiritual teacher. Spiritual teacher will always show you your path, connect you to source, connect you to your own strength and to your own power. So I am just a guide. I'm just a spiritual teacher. I'm the one who can explain things in very simple order and very simple way, but I'm not the one to follow or not the one to investigate. My website is there, all the information is there, who I am, what I do, and of course certain posts on Facebook will reveal people or show people what kind of values do I have. But not me important here. You are important here, all of you who listen,
Mhm.
and get the guidance. If you struggle, if you really want to walk this path, get the guidance from someone who can show you what is what and how to be, how to discover yourself, how to uncover yourself. This is not an easy task.
That's
So
why
this
they need the
this
right
would be the
guidance.
word. Definitely, definitely. So not to lose 30, 40, 50 years and then on the bed of the death say, okay, look, I didn't do anything. Didn't feel like I lived altogether.
Mm,
Begin living today, begin living now.
sounds
Yeah,
beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your precious time, Valdas. And I hope those people who are really willing to get to know more about you, they get in touch with you. Okay.
Fernando, I'm eternal. I have tons of time and happy to be here, happy to share, happy if any soul, if anyone, if any being will get something out of this, I'll be happy.
Wonderful. Thank you from my heart. Blessings here from the magical island in Brazil.
Wonderful. Brazil, wonderful. Love Brazil.
We'll talk later about that. Thank you, Valdas. Take care.